Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing some flights of the Gateway Fairway drivers. I was going to do the distance drivers as well, but it's becoming a little bit too long of a video, so I'm going to break that into a third video, so look out for that. Anyway, let's get into it. Starting off with the Gateway Sabre. This is a very straight fairway driver. It's got similar flight numbers to like a Discmania FD. And I think it flies pretty true to those numbers. I really like how these, especially the diamond varieties, fly. He's trying to turn it over on a 360-foot shot. That's where that pin is, 360 right there. Here's back to that other day. This has about a 10 to 15 mile per hour tailwind, which is why these are kind of falling right out of the air. Try to compensate by putting this one higher. But you can see it's still just falling out of the air there. Here's a different plastic type. This is more of a, I think it's a pro plastic. Seems more like a baseline. Something that could beat up real good and maybe be a roller or turnover disc. You can see it holds a very straight flight and sits nice and quickly once it lands. Again, this is on that tailwind day from this angle. This here's into a little bit of a headwind on that same day. Kind of lose this one a little bit, but there it is fading in the background. These will hold an anhyzer for a bit, but they're always going to come out with that 3 fade. But they're not just immediate to snap off of that anhyzer angle. They'll ride out for a while, so especially you'll see here.
Come on, Blaze. Come back.
From my experience so far with these are very accurate discs. I'm not sure if they're going to make my bag or not, but very controllable. And you can get good distance out of them as well. Here's that 360-foot shot, just flexing it over, letting it fade at the end. Minimal skip. This one a little higher, lets the disc fight out a little harder. Might even spike in there. I like the subtle skip with that disc. Here's the Gateway Assassin. This is with a little bit of a headwind, not much at this point in the day. Beautiful flight out of this. This is 470 right here. This disc has a lot of distance capability. It's got a pretty blunt edge, but a solid dome and a tremendous glide. This one turns over and goes right to those trees there. Actually fades out a bit after that. There's a little drop off, 517. This now is with a tailwind, trying a roller. It's my first roller attempts with these discs. That one curls out a little bit. I got another one trying to make an adjustment. This one carries all the way up that hill. Really nice roller disc. I think it's going to be my main roller disc for the year. Here's into a little bit more of a headwind. The wind was picking up this day, this a little later. Probably about 50 mile per hour in the face. You can see me trying to give it a good amount of hyzer there, and it still carries over to the right, but ends up hyzering out at the end.
Okay.
Different day here, really no wind. Just hyzer flipping it up to flat, riding 360 and fading out. Different day, this is a calm day as well. This one I released pretty flat, so you can see how it flies like that. Beautiful flight on these.
Good.
Moving to the Gateway Spear, minus 2-1 on this, so release it flat here. You can see it work to the right. It's pretty calm when I threw this one, it wasn't too windy. Coming back, the tailwind picked up a little bit by this point. So yeah, I kind of released it flat, forced it left, but it ended up working right very quickly. Here's me trying to flip it over, and it's just a little bit too new and also at this elevation in Colorado to hold that. But I think that'd be a beautiful flight for it once it works in a little bit. Here's the Gateway Diablo Arguably my favorite disc in this class of fairway drivers that we'll be going over today. 448 on that one. This one's going to go 441. Releasing flat and hard. Gets a little bit to the right, but reliably fades out. Come back the other direction, this time tailwind. Give that one a little too much height, so you're going to see it really fade. Shows its stability. This one's very comparable, I'd say, to a Thunderbird. If you could have like a Sexton Glow Thunderbird, I think this is what it would feel like. A little bit of headwind at this point, and just kind of hyzer flip into flat, letting it fade out. 360 there. Need to take it a little wider. See if I do here. Yeah, that's way inside. But you can see how stable this thing is and controllable. It's just about through. Different day, a little calmer. This was probably a week prior. Testing it on a flex line. It holds the line for a while, but then dumps out. Trying the same thing again, but a little too, I guess a little on hyzer there. Really skips out to the left. Here's the nylon blend, which is a little straighter, and the disc is also a little flatter. Feels a bit better for a forehand grip. That one 424 there. Possibly a little less glide on these ones though, but they do flip more, as you can probably tell. That one's going a little right. Here's me trying them on the 360 hyzer. This has a little bit of headwind, so that's kind of explaining that flip. They're not really understable. But the nylons are definitely more flippy than the regular diamonds. Just trying it on forehand. A little bit of tailwind on this shot, so that's probably why it fades out early, but you can see it holding a nice straight line for a good bit before fading, even with the tailwind. This one I'm losing it a little bit, but similar result. Here's the above ground level Locust. This one, my favorite disc prior to switching to Gateway was a Discmania PD, and this one feels pretty similar to that, just a little bit slower and not as overstable as a bottom. So it's kind of like a beat-in PD. This one also flies pretty good on forehand. Reliable fade, but you can push it out a bit further than like the blade, which we'll go over I think next.
Going out, you ready?
That's my buddy over there, so no harm or foul. This decent bit of headwind at this point. Again, it's not really a flippy disc, but it will hold over for a while before coming back. Here's a quieter day, not really any wind. You can see it flip up a little bit. That -1 might even be a bit more. But that 3 is definitely real. It does come back when it slows down. Beautiful flight. Now we're on the Gateway Blade. This is a retooled version 2. I think they added an extra micro bead to the nose of the disc, which makes it a little bit more stable. And it's pretty much what you see is what you get. This is kind of like just like an FD3. You can think of it as not quite as much as my flat Firebirds, but definitely as much as any FD3 really up there on. You can get it to hold an anhyzer for a bit, but that fade is real and it's going to come back no matter what. And this is just the forehand workhorse from Gateway. I'm trying to beat one in to get a little more length out of it, but anything within 300, I feel confident with it. Here's me flexing it over for about a 360 shot. All right, thanks for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. We got distance drivers coming up next. See you then.